Hello, this is Horror Studio 1, and this is my unedited podcast. Hello, this is Horror Studio 1, and this is my unedited podcast, number 15. It sure feels like a long time that I haven't recorded a podcast. It's because I've been gone. And yes, also for the late upload as well, because I was in Las Vegas, as you can tell from the title of this video. I was there for a couple days and I didn't really get to record stuff, so it feels like I haven't talked to you guys in a very, very long time, and hence the late upload. So when you guys hear this, it should be a Sunday, unless you listen to my thing on a second day. But when I release this, it should be a Sunday. So I released my stalker video, 3 stalker videos for my subscribers. I want to thank every one of those people that submitted a story. I should have released that on Saturday, and then on Sunday you guys get this podcast. And it's been a long time since I've talked directly to you guys, so I really do miss you guys. So the story of this video will obviously be Las Vegas, but before I start my main topic, I just want to address this one thing that I've been getting some comments on. A lot of you guys tell me that when I do my podcast, I should get faster to the meat of the story and stuff like that. I really want to thank everyone who has commented and given their feedback on how they feel about the way I do my podcast and stuff like that. If the title itself that I presented is misleading, I will have to apologize for that. But obviously it says unedited podcast, and I guess those that have been following me for a while will realize that my unedited podcast means that it's not really a traditional kind of video where I do countdowns with music and all that stuff. It's more like a podcast where I can freely talk about the things that interest me and will hopefully interest you. So just some feelings I have on that. Because I actually saw some of the comments, and despite replying to them, thank you, blah, 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 I actually do try to get better at what I do. So, I ended up going back to listening every one of my podcasts that I did before. Despite I myself really enjoying them, one thing I do realize is that I tend to circle around various points, and I do agree that I tend to do that. Various points where I keep on going on, and I joke about it, and I go on and on about the same thing over and over again. It could be because I'm nervous, or it could be because I'm new to this whole thing, but I will definitely improve on that, and I will try to lessen that in the future. But opposed to some people that are saying they don't want to hear a bit of the beginning stuff that I talk about, like this, the addresses or the announcements that I make, I'm gonna have to say sorry to those people, because I will continue doing that, because that's how I feel podcasts should be. The reason I love doing them and the reason they exist is for a more open channel of discussion, of talking freely, of speaking your mind kind of thing. And for me personally, it's a way of speaking to friends, friends plus friends. I hope that one catches on, but it's for me to speak directly to you, and that's why I enjoy doing it so much. And I mean, if you don't like my personality, or you don't like the way I talk, and you just want to listen to the meat of the topic, I have other videos for that, I have countdown videos for that, I have creepypastas for that. But for the unedited podcast, it's for Horror Studio 1 to talk about the interesting things, and also to show his personality to you guys. And I feel like I will keep that. I will not compromise that. But I do have to agree that because I'm very new to podcasting, I'm very new to any kind of, internet performance, or kind of having my own channel kind of thing. I'm very new to this whole YouTube thing in general. There's a lot of stuff I have to improve on, whether it's the tone of my voice when I'm doing ghost stories, or the music I use, or the editing skills that I use, and a lot of stuff like that. It needs to be improved, and I do agree on that. I just got a knock from my door. See, the stuff like that, maybe I should cut out, but yeah. Worst time ever. Man, I'm so serious right now. Can you guys give me 1 second? See, I'm just trying not to edit this, so give me 2 seconds, guys. You know, I just checked my door and there was nobody outside. So that's kind of creepy. So I guess that kind of is a segue into maybe the topic of our video today. So I'm not going to talk about myself any longer. Let's go straight to the topic today. There's a bit of stuff I want to talk about. Yes, I was in Las Vegas, guys. I went there as a vacation. It's like the only place I've, it's the only time I took a plane this whole summer, really. I went there for about 6 days or so. It was great. It was a good time. Yeah, so I want to talk about my experiences there and the hotel rooms that I've, that I lived over there, kind of thing. It's pretty interesting. So I went to Las Vegas. It was really hot over there, man. It was really crazy. It's the first time I've ever been to Las Vegas, actually. I've been to the only other place I've been in the U.S. I've been to Buffalo. I've been to New York, but I have never been to Las Vegas. Las Vegas. We were really debating between Las Vegas or California. But I realized that California, maybe I'll go in the future, Maybe YouTube will want me to go there and visit their headquarters. I don't know. Depends if I get big enough. I heard people do that. I heard some people, their faces are on the elevators in the YouTube headquarters. That's just so sick, in my opinion. But then the thing is, I don't show my face, so what will be on the elevator? It'd just be Horror Studio 1. That'd be kind of crazy. Horror, and then it would be like the middle of the elevator, and then Studio 1 will be the other side, kind of thing. So, yep. See, this is the stuff I have to cut out, maybe. But anyways, I really feel like it's important for me to express myself. So, I went to Las Vegas. I don't gamble, so I know those of you that were like, you suck, kind of thing. Well, I really don't gamble. I like to watch people gamble. I think it's really smart, really interesting. We went to the Grand Canyon. It was really... See, I'm not trying to badmouth Grand Canyon. It's really gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. But the thing is, if you guys do decide to go to Grand Canyon, maybe don't... be really careful with what, trip or what agency... what traveling agency you sign up with. That's really important in my opinion, because the agency that I signed up with wasn't the best. So the whole trip wasn't, we didn't really get a lot of time around the canyon, as if maybe we would have driven a car and then would have gotten more time, but we didn't get a car. We just took that, and we thought it was going to be okay, but it wasn't that good. And plus it was raining that day, and because we lived on the strip of Las Vegas, that from the Grand Canyon is it was I don't know how many hours that was, man, back and forth. I think it was a 4-hour there, 4-hour back kind of thing, and we only really got to see the canyon itself for maybe about 45 to 1 hour. So I mean, was it really that worth it? I really never really like taking these kind of tour bus kind of stuff, but I end up doing it all the time because I'm so lazy. I don't want to do the work, just want someone else to take me, and that's what happens as you kind of mess up, kind of thing. So we did take that. I heard that you can take helicopters up there. That is sick. We didn't have the funds to do that this time, but maybe I'll try it next time. I don't know. Yeah, so the Grand Canyon, actually, I will definitely go back again. Probably next time with a couple of friends, with a car. I love hiking, so I'll probably do some hiking there. That would be more ideal for me than the trip I had this time. So, there's a first time for everything, and you just learn as you go on. So, yeah. The one I really enjoyed, it was the Red Rock Canyon. So, if you guys want to go to Las Vegas, definitely check out Red Rock Canyon. It's so gorgeous. The one we went to was a private tour, so there was only about 5 to 6 people, and we went there, and then it was just the driver and us kind of thing, really. And then he would talk to us, he would show us different artifacts kind of thing, and there was this one part where we could 360. We took videos of 360. All around us were all mountains from the Red Rock Canyon. It was so gorgeous, and yeah, I will definitely go back there as well. Maybe next time, bring a tent, go hiking and try to see some ghosts or something like that. I don't know, because I'm Horror Studio 1, so I just gotta talk about ghosts. All right, so the topic of today, the meat of today's conversation, are hotel rooms. So the Las Vegas hotel room that we got was pretty interesting. Actually, as we got into the hotel, I won't name the name of the hotel, but as we got upstairs to the hotel, my friend, it was really late, and it was me and my friends or whatnot, and then I was sharing a room with someone else. And as we were going into the room was the very end of the hallway. And, according to tradition, the end room in a hotel is usually the one with the most kind of eeriness kind of thing, scariness. If you buy into that superstition, then usually that is the place. It would be the end room, not the one nearest to the elevator. It would be the one at the very, very end. And I was already really tired. We just got off the plane, from Toronto to Las Vegas. It's like 3 hours, but we got there really late. It was a really cheap flight kind of thing. And just as we got to the door, my friend said something like, "Oh fuck, this reminds me of that movie." And then I was like, what are you talking about? That scary movie? And I lost it. Okay. I was like, whoa, like, don't say that kind of thing. What are you talking about? Like, just as we were about to open the hotel door, this individual says that. Like, I was so angry. And then we got in and I was like, yo, like, and we put everything down, and I was obviously pretty upset by what he said. So we went to have dinner, and I was telling this person, I was like, hey, don't say that kind of stuff, man, because I know what movie he was referring to because we watched it together. He was referring to The Shining, okay? Because the hotel room, the rug, and all the patterns on the rug, and just the fact that the place where it was built, and it was really similar to the hotel in The Shining, which is a horrifying movie, which actually I will talk about in a later podcast, maybe the one posted on Monday or sometime this week, but I'll definitely probably be sometime this week, about horror films and stuff like that. And I will definitely, it's one of my favorite horror films is The Shining. And because I was thinking the exact same thing that he was, but I just didn't say it. And he said it and I completely lost it. And I said, no, don't say that kind of stuff. Okay. So basically I was pretty upset by it. And, lo and behold, in that hotel room, I didn't experience anything, but my friend did. Maybe because my friend was an idiot. Maybe because my friend said that kind of thing. You aren't supposed to say that kind of shit. Like what I heard about hotel rooms, some people, like I have friends that work in the hotel industry. They tell me that in some hotel rooms, the best thing for you to do before, especially if you get there at night, if you check into a hotel room at night, the best thing you can do before going inside the hotel is to knock 3 times and then go in. Yes, it's a superstition. It might look and sound stupid, but the thing they're trying to say is it's a politeness thing, okay? Even if there is, there may not be, right? But even if there is something inside and you knock, it's a way of showing respect. It's a way of saying, okay, you have your space, I have my space. Let's get through this. It's like 3 nights. I'm never gonna be in this hotel room. Just let me sleep. Basically, that's it. Don't do crazy shit in a hotel. Don't, get the Bible and start doing stuff. I don't think we even had a Bible in our room, but basically just don't do shit like that. And, my friend, he kind of messed up probably. And thus, he experienced something weird. It wasn't super weird, but it's weird enough. So I'll tell you a bit about our hotel room. And I'm not going to say which hotel it was, but I don't know if you guys can guess. If you guys are smart, you guys will be able to guess. I'm not trying to say bad stuff about this hotel franchise. It was really great, okay? But it's just that our experience was like this. So I went into the room, and it was themed by a movie, okay? So for those who are smart, you probably know what I'm talking about already. It was themed by a movie, and our room just happened to be Batman. And I got into the hotel room, and it was like the first thing that really struck me as odd was there was this huge it was a looking glass, and there was a glass, and inside the glass there was a costume, there was a mannequin, and then there was a man standing inside. Of course it wasn't a real man, it was a mannequin, headless, but it was actually the suit of Riddler, Jim Carrey's Riddler in the film Batman. I forget which one, but it was in that, I think it was the 1997 one where he played the Riddler, and it was that exact costume, and it was really sick though. But sorry, just the way he was standing there, like with lights all on him, it was pretty friggin' creepy, to be honest. And we had to kind of sleep with that, that man standing there impudingly. I'm trying to sound smart again. God, I gotta stop doing that. He was just basically standing there looking at us, and that was kind of creepy. What really struck me, because once my friend said this room reminded them of The Shining, I went into the room and I saw a picture of Jack Nicholson's Joker. And for those who don't know, Jack Nicholson played the main character in The Shining and as Joker in the Batman. So just as my friend said that, I went in and that's like the first thing I saw. So I was like, oh, okay. Generally kind of weirded out by that. But in general, it was a good time. The room was okay and stuff. So I personally never experienced anything bad about it. It's my friend who did. But actually, before I go to my friend's story, I can tell you guys a story of when I was in China. When I was backpacking in China. I always go back to that phase of my life, especially with the paranormal. I'm not sure if I told you guys this story. I said that I won't tell any more, paranormal stories for myself because there isn't any more. But this one, I kind of guess it could be considered one, was when I was, it was basically the return trip of, because for those that don't know, I went backpacking with China with my cousin, and then I had to basically go to the Shaolin Temple with my cousin and check it out. And then, it's in my podcast number 2 if you guys want to go back and revisit that moment of my life. So we went there, and then we also had to go back. But as we were going back, I separated from my cousin. I was kind of alone, and I lived in a single hotel room by myself. And the whole night, the light kept on switching on and off. And there was also running water sounds inside the bathroom as well. And it was one weird thing about that hotel room was we basically had this hanging light beside my bed, and I didn't dare turn off any lights. I was really freaked out, by hotel. I'm always really freaked out by hotel rooms in general. I don't know what the reason for that would be, because too many ghost movies when I was a kid. So I was basically just trying to sleep, but the light, I left it dim, and then it just kept on spinning. But then when I looked at it, it would kind of stop. Like it would kind of be like not spinning, very dramatically or very obviously, but it was kind of like some their houses are kind of on tilt, and then their doors would kind of sway. That was kind of like what I told myself, I consoled myself with. I said that, the hotel was probably built on a slant, and thus the light was, kind of waving by itself. But then it would be weird because when I would look at it, it would sometimes stop. When I would look somewhere else, it would continue, kind of thing. And I'm not sure if that's like a psychological issue I had with myself, like just a perception kind of thing. Because you never know. Like if you're thinking about there may be ghosts in my hotel room, then every small little thing, small little detail, you will lead to that kind of thing. So I didn't know what was up with that. There was running water, lights were turning on and off, and then I slept there for one night, so it wasn't really a big deal. And I still remember to this day, but I don't really count it as a obvious paranormal experience. The one my friend had wasn't as crazy either. Basically, we slept there for like 6 nights, and then we slept in bed kind of thing, and we were actually talking. Right, we were just talking, blah blah, and we were just about to go to sleep. We were both had our laptops with us and stuff, and we were just talking. And suddenly, my friend stops and looks at the window, and I'm like, "What's up, bro?" Like, my friend looks really, really freaked out, and I just looked at him. I was like, "Are you okay?" And then my friend was like, "Yeah, sure," and like they just continued talking about whatever. And then I was really freaked out. I was like, the face that they made was like. Like they saw something at the window, and then I it was obvious to me that something was not right, but I didn't press on because they lied to me and said, oh no, nothing, I was thinking about something else, and I was like, oh okay, cool. And then the next day, like after we leave the hotel, no, not the next day, like the 5 days after we get back to, we leave the hotel, we get on the plane, we get back, they start telling me that, oh yeah, when I looked at the window, there was a passing shadow, and it just went right by, kind of thing, and it just went right outside the window, And I was like, really? I was like, yeah. And we are like 28 floors up. And, it's not explained to what it could be, right? So, that's kind of their experience there. I know it's not, it's not crazy experience, but yeah, I was generally pretty freaked out. Because I remember the moment my friend looked there and just stopped and just kind of like gasped for air, and it just sends chills down my spine because I was there that moment. I was thinking if I had turned my head exactly the same way, I would have seen it as well. So we don't know what it was. Hopefully nothing bad. In general, hotels really do freak me out. And this was before I watched the movie The Shining kind of thing. I mean, I can talk a bit about The Shining, actually. I was going to talk about it in my next podcast, but, I can talk a bit about Shining. It's a great movie, 1980, Jack Nicholson kind of thing. But what I really like about the movie was that it's very different from modern horror movies, as it had a lot more symbolic meaning to it. Because if you guys read, like, there's actually whole documentaries, like Room 237? I forget the name of that movie. It was the name of the hotel room. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with numbers. I'm sorry, guys. Please correct me in the section below. Basically, it was about the symbolic nature of the movie, that it wasn't about ghosts, that it was about Native Americans and their massacre, and, the Caucasians, Western society trying to hide that with the massacre, and the ghosts were symbolic of that massacre and that horrendous thing that happened throughout history, kind of thing, the murders and the wars and that kind of stuff. And what really struck the resemblance with the hotel I lived at, besides the fact that it really looked similar, like the carpet especially and the long hallways, was just the fact that when I went to Grand Canyon, I went to Red Rock Canyon, and I saw those Native American paintings, the handprints. I mean, they had handprints on the mountains that were there for 5,000 to 8,000 years of handprints that were made by the native people. And it's so extraordinary how so many years after all the rain and sun and all that kind of stuff, the handprints still remained intact. That's what I found really interesting about those places. And it's just a rich history that if you build a hotel or any kind of place on a rock with such rich history, that, I mean, there's got to be something left behind. And that's why I'm always kind of freaked out of hotels, I guess. I mean, even of houses, like old houses. It's just that it feels like, yeah, it's an okay place, like it's a new building, but you never know what existed before you, kind of thing. So that's just, I guess, my fear of hotels and fear of those kinds of the history behind things. It's, you never know what happened before. But then the thing is, every place on this planet has had death, If you look at every single place you live at, the computer chair you're sitting at right now, or the bed you're sleeping on right now, that exact place had something die. Something ended their life. Their spirit was gone on that exact place that you are sleeping, or you are sitting, or you are standing right now. Under your feet, on the place you are at, something lost their lives. Something was murdered, something was killed, something passed on. Like, if you think about, somebody had sex in that place. You know what I mean? It's like, there's so much history behind everything we do. I mean, it's hard to be afraid of everything, right? So, but it's just, when I get to hotel rooms, I just think about all the people that's lived there and the dirty sheets. I don't know. I really do not like dirty sheets. Anyways, here is my talk on my experience in this hotel room. And I'm sorry if this, title was really misleading, because you guys were expecting something really fucking scary. I'm so sorry about that, because, I mean, if it's a podcast, and it's just me talking. I said I'm trying to get a guest. Not sure if that's gonna happen anytime soon. I still have a bunch of topics I want to talk about. So, I mean, sometimes you read the titles and, you guys say it's misleading or something, and it's a lot of stuff is just, I'm doing it on the spot kind of thing, and I'm just generally talking about that topic. So, if you guys don't like the style, then what can I say? Don't listen to my podcast. But those that do, I want to thank all you guys, and I really do love you guys, and you guys are all my friends kind of thing. So yeah, here is Horror Studio 1 with his experience from Las Vegas. There will be a bit more stuff I'll be talking about in the future, and I'm sorry for the late upload. It's a Sunday, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, everything should be back on schedule now. And I will do Haitian ghost stories. I'll go back to doing that. I know people like that, and maybe I kind of slacked with the stalker story. I still found them real interesting though, so you guys can check them out. They were my previous upload. So thank you so much, guys. Horror Studio 1, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.